Hello, everyone. Come in, hit the like button, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure that subscribe on YouTube is in gray, not red, right? Make sure that the word subscribe on YouTube is showing in the gray and not the red. I'm actually sitting at my laptop and I'm doing some studying and research. And for me, October is the time of the year where I'm going over my tax documents and looking at my tax deductions and seeing where I stand, you know, with the IRS wise, where my finances start. And I know for a lot of people, or no, I won't say a lot of people, maybe for most people, getting an early tax refund in December and paying fees on it to H&R Block or things like that is your traditional way of having Christmas money because psychologically, right, psychologically programming and marketing get people to do things that subconsciously they are not even aware of that they are doing. I was watching television, talking on the phone with my friend girl, for example, and I saw uh, a Burger King ad, commercial that popped up. I had no thoughts until I saw a commercial that I wanted Burger King, or I wasn't even thinking about a Burger King burger. That commercial popped up, and I was thought, wow, I may want an Impossible Whopper today, right? Subconscious. Most people don't know that your subconscious mind, right, really dictates 95% of your actions and your activities in life. Your subconscious mind, the thoughts that you have subconsciously. And again, a lot of people don't know this, but the story of Adam and Eve is not really a creation story. It's actually a story about the subconscious mind. Eve represented the subconscious part of our mind. Adam, the conscious part of the mind was nowhere around. When you look up fruits, have you ever asked yourself, for example, why is it often said that the fruit that Eve ate in the Garden of Eden was an apple, right? Many people do not know that apple is a brain health fruit. It is a fruit that you can eat. That's why the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It's a brain health fruit. Has fiber in it. It has H3 water in it, which is way more healthier than H2O water that we drink. Eating your water and eating the apple not only helps you with the fiber in it to either lose weight or maintain the weight that you have, but it's also a brain health. So the reason why the apple out of all fruits that connected Eve with in the garden was an apple because of these benefits, because of the brain health. And so Eve is a representation of the subconscious mind. This is why in Genesis, when it states, now man is like us representing both male and female, right, together, able to know both good and evil. See, a snake, now when we think of snakes, for example, we think of something that's evil, something that's that can do harm to us. But in snakes in those times, that's why in the medical field, when you see the staff in the medical field, you see the two snakes wrapped around the um the two snakes wrapped around the I can't think of the staff. That's what I'm trying to think. That's why it's a medical symbol because snakes in that time represented wisdom, right? That's why in Genesis it's often said or stated that it was a snake, but it's a serpent, right? That was just a representation. This is why I tell people that you have to decode the Bible. The Bible speaks in allegories. It also gives you knowledge and wisdom and understanding through numbers as well. Numbers. It has a number numerology coding system within it and is very allegoric. You should read the Bible from an exegetory, meaning that what you see or what you are reading on the surface It represents a much, much deeper level. Dorothy, I'm glad you were able to catch me on a live stream as well. And so I didn't mean to really go into that. I don't know why I did, but it took 5 minutes. So, in other words, I'm teaching people ways to increase your tax deductions. If you look on your W 2, if you have a job, for example, if you have a job and you look at your form that you complete for your job, or let's see, let me pull up an image of it for you, and it allows you to put how many allowances you have, right? I mean W-4, not W-2. You will see that tax, your withholding certificate. You will see that the terminology is tax allowances, right? Tax allowances. Many people are not knowledgeable about the W-2. Yes, they work job, but they are not knowledgeable about the W-2. They don't know if they're correctly completing and filling out their W 2. So, in essence, they don't even know if they're really overpaying in taxes out of their paycheck. So, this is the employee's withholdings, and you give this to your employer, and this is the allowances that you're able to claim, right, when you turn in this W 4 to your employer. Now, what many people don't know is that entrepreneurs and employees overpay in taxes. In fact, 93% of employed people, overpay in taxes every year. And about 80 plus percent of employees have their W 4 incorrectly completed or filled out. And because of this, they overpay in taxes in their paycheck. And they think that getting a tax refund is a great thing, when actually much of that money, not all of it, because some of it you are giving to the government, that's through CTC, the child tax credit. But those are only benefits that you get, if you want to say it's a benefit, if you remain in a low income status. That's a reward, in essence, for lack of better words, that the government give people to stay low income. Child tax credit and qualifying, for example. But the extra monies that you get outside of child tax credit is money that's a refund. Re means again, fund means money, means that you are getting your money back from the government, but they give it back to you at 0% interest. So you have given the government, aka also known as the federal government, a tax-free loan so they can use all year. That's also called arbitrage. And they invest your money with a higher rate of return, versus you keeping that money and being able to fight inflation and keeping that money in your household. So 93% of entrepreneurs, this is an article by Forbes, overpaying in taxes. It states that the best taxes are the taxes you don't have to pay. With that in mind, I recently asked my team to run some numbers for me. I wanted to know how many businesses we've evaluated over the last decade or so that were overpaying in taxes. So this is from a CPA, certified professional accountant's perspective, or research. With that in mind, right, to run some numbers for me, I want to know how many businesses we evaluated over the last decade or so were overpaying on their taxes. The number came back 93%. So 93% of entrepreneurs, self-employed, small businesses are overpaying in taxes, and a little over 80% of employees are overpaying in taxes, also known as FICA, your federal, state, and then your Social Security and Medicaid. But that federal taxes that come out of your paycheck. I'm going to elaborate why knowing your federal tax numbers and to get professional analysis if you're overpaying is so important. So more than 9 out of 10 business owners were overpaying on their taxes. Regardless of whether they were paying for a high price accountant or not, that's sad but no surprise. The federal tax code and supporting documents to help tax lawyers, accountants, and CPAs understand and navigate taxes totals more than 70,000 pages long, people. Without a production minded accountant who specializes in your area of business, identifying and claiming all of your tax savings is a task. So, when breaking down tax savings and in the IRS code, it is a task. And this changes and it updates on an annual basis. So, you need tax professionals, not your cousin Kiki, right? Or the tax preparer, Bob the Builder, right? That does taxes only during tax season. You want year-round professionals to keep up with your year-round tax changes and strategies that the IRS bring in. And they do this because they want to keep people confused and overpaying in taxes, whether it's out of their paycheck or a business. So, what is one way to defer your taxes? Again, if you're an employee, you only know about tax allowances, and employees only get 9 allowances. But when you have a home based business that teaches and knows, that's the key, these financial strategies, not a home based business that's telling you to sell more products and services and then not educating you on a tax game. The reason why this is so important is because if you're not educated on a tax game, you don't understand things like how to get $12,000 back on your Schedule C, on your 1040. The only thing you're doing is pushing and trying to sell more products. So every dollar, for example, that you put in a deferred account is deducted from your taxable income. What you want to do if you're an employee is reduce your tax money that's called taxable income, right? Let's learn some financial literacy. Taxable income is the amount of tax that or money that you are taxed on. So with a home-based business, you can invest. Some people like to use the word spend. I like to use the word invest. You invest hundreds to get back thousands. Let me say that again. Through a home-based business, right, you invest hundreds to get back thousands. That's called ROI, your return on investment. You also get to connect personal spending to your business spending. If you don't know how to set this up, if you're a self-employed or entrepreneur or you're an employee, you are losing thousands of dollars. If you have another home-based business that's not teaching you these strategies, you are losing thousands of dollars. Because it's not just about how much money you make, it's how much of that money that you're making that you can get back and keep the Fed from getting. Now, business expenses are deductible, but not personal expenses. So when you are an employee and you just have tax allowances, you have no tax deductions. Now, that's not deductible. Entrepreneurs have a big advantage than other taxpayers and employees. They find tax deductions that other people cannot find in their personal expenses. So look at your personal expenses. Look at your cell phone usage, right? Cell phone, your square footage, wherever you live, your townhouse, your condo, your home, your apartment, your utilities, your depreciation on your vehicle that you're driving. It's money that you're spending already. Look at your personal spending. You're paying a cell phone bill anyway. You're putting gas in your vehicles anyway. You are living or residing somewhere anyway. So why not utilize a certain amount of area in that apartment, townhouse, condo, or house and use that square footage to pay you back through tax deductions. So you can through this home-based business, you can connect this to your business. So you're not spending new dollars, people. You are recategorizing existing spending in a more tax advantage way. And it's not tax manipulation, it's tax maximization. These are legal loopholes that rich and wealthy people do all the time to take advantage of the tax laws that the working class and the middle class do not have the financial education about. A home office, for example, you're already spending money in your home, in your townhouse, in your apartment, but you can build a case and document that a portion of your home is for business. Then a personal expense becomes a business expense. If you have credit cards, for example, I want you to look at your last 2 months of your credit card bills and bank statements. And I want you to really challenge yourself to whether it's a business connection or any other charges or personal charges. Your travel expenses, if your children are in public or private school, or maybe you are going back to school to a college or university, education expenses, um, internet subscriptions, let's see, Netflix subscriptions, more cell phone subscriptions. All of these are expenses can be connected to your business. If they are connected, you just found a way to lower taxes without spending any more money. The more ways you find to lower taxes, the more passive income comes back to you. It's like you are writing a check to yourself. Another way to do this is to change the tax you're paying from ordinary income tax to capital gains tax. Ordinary income tax, people, is taxed 39.6%. The capital gains tax can be taxed as low as 0%. Now, that can vary. It can be 15 to 20% for most individuals. So you'll save big if you have a CPA, which is why I have the number and the website on the screen, because my CPA, the CPA that I'm working with, just recently saved someone $741 every paycheck. And the CPA said that he could do that for about 70% of Americans or people that have a paycheck. You can save big if you too tap into this CPA that can help you transfer some of your income to capital gains. And especially if you're a business owner. Some business owners, for example, they have elderly parents who live with them. And if you're supporting your parents, you can hire them to work for you. This is where the $12,000 come in. Did you all know this? Not only can you hire your children to work for you, you can do the same thing with kids, but you can hire your elderly parents to work for you because they're in a lower tax bracket. The income comes into the family at a lower tax rate. Your kids can work for you and earn up to $12,400 per year. That's up to $1,000 per month without owing any income tax. And that money can go straight towards their college savings, their savings account. And guess what? The money that you're paying your child or children, it is tax-free as well. A lot of people talk about growth inside of a cash value life insurance policy or index universal fund, right? All of them pretty much mean the same. Real estate is another favorable place with tax advantages as well. But this is the thing. Most working class people and some lower middle class, when I'm talking about 100K is lower middle class. When you get above 250K, that's more upper higher middle class income earners, because of inflation, because of the rise in prices of goods and services, they don't have the thousands to sit and wait in a cash value or index value universal life insurance policy. And then the longer you wait, or the you put money in a cash value or index universal life insurance policy, now you have to wait sometimes longer than 2, 3, 4, 5 years before you can take a loan out against that money that you deposited in, and you're getting as little as 8 to maybe 10% annually return on your money per year. For example, someone that deposits $6,000 may get $480 back annually from those type of private reserves account, right? They're also known as PRAs. And that $480 is taxed and fees. Other additional fees, if you want to pull that out, comes with it. So it's not a whole lot of money. It's not a big return on your investment. It is not a wealth plan, because you have to get rich before you get wealthy first. So having those accounts is for people who are already rich and wealthy, and they want to transfer large lump sums of money. So now they can use the cash that they borrow against. And guess what? The policy within itself does not make them rich and wealthy or even keep them rich and wealthy. What they do is now take the money they borrow and they invest it in assets like real estate, apartment homes, duplex, multi-units. That keeps their tax advantages as well and bring them in cash flow from a passive income perspective. And passive income is taxed 0%. So it's not even the cash value in the private reserve accounts or the cash value or the index universe. It's not even the cash value that's there, because we know cash is a depreciating asset. It's what they do with the cash once they borrow against it, as the money that they put in by the thousand continues to grow tax free. They accumulate assets within that policy, and that at the most favorable assets that they accumulate is real estate. Now, I talked about you can hire your parents to work for you. Probably something you all did not know, your elderly parents, because they are in a lower tax bracket. I want to share this article with you about 5 reasons. This is by the Small Business Administration to hire your child. Right? Nepotism, the practice of using power or influence to favor relatives, right, has a poor connotation. However, when it comes to business, it's a great idea, especially in today's society. The reasons why, 5 reasons, according to this article by the SBA, to hire your children is talent in a tight job market. If your child is young, be sure to check the child labor laws. And again, the reason why a home-based business is because there are no child labor laws. So that means there's no minimum age. Even your infant child can be on payroll. You're buying Pampers and formula, milk, clothes, all the expensive thing that newborns need anyway. You're a newborn. You can put that money and then restructure it and get a portion of that back by following the tax laws and by getting the advice and the structure that you need from a CPA. There's no maximum hours. They coordinate with school. There's no ban on hazardous work. See, if you have a small business, let's say you are a beautician or a barber, professional lawn care, landscaping, there are child tax laws. Your child cannot work in a place that's considered hazardous. They cannot work certain hours. And there's ages that will qualify for your child to work with you and a certain skill set. But through this home-based business, right, again, your child or children get money tax-free, and then you also get to write this off on your Schedule C, up to $12,000. So, children younger than 16 years of age, employment in a business solely owned by their parents may work any time of the day for any number of hours. So, your 14-year-old, for example, can do data entry in your home based business. However, parents are prohibited from employing their child in manufacturing, mining, or other hazardous business activity. So, child labor laws for small business owners does not protect all children to do all types of duties, right? Experience. Putting your child to work, if you have your own business, it requires experience. It requires some on the job training. Well, through the home based business, little experience is required. And then while you are at home, you can also teach entrepreneurship skills through the home based business model. And you don't have to take the child outside of the home, especially if they're playing extracurricular activities, if they're in a band or sports or dance or music or choir, when they get teenage years, et cetera, et cetera. Number 3, tax-free income. I want you all to put in the comments whether you are watching this live or on the replay. Tax-free income. Payments for your services for your child or children under the age of 18 is exempt, people, from FICA taxes. Payments for your services under the age of 21 is exempt from FUTA taxes. So the federal income tax on earnings up to $12,000, $1,000 a month. What does this mean? More money for your family, which is greatly needed in this recession, aka depression. 4th reason to hide your children: retirement savings. For 2018, the contribution limit of $5,500, but no more than 100% of earned income. So if your child earned $4,000, the contribution limit of that would have been $4,000. But a tax deduction in a traditional IRA in favor of creating tax-free income through a Roth IRA, even if your child spends all of some of his earnings or his or her earnings, you can make the contributions on the child's behalf up to the earnings limit. So people, there's retirement savings is in this as well. All things you can do and strategize and structure and have more money and wealth coming into your generational lineage or generational family tree or into your household, right? For today, if you can't think ahead enough of being futuristic. Number 5, succession planning. 29% of businesses expect to fail, people, within 5 years. 54% of businesses expect to fail within 10 years. The same formula, the same format, survey found that 37% of business owners want to transfer the business to a family member. If you are contemplating retirement, right? You're contemplating retirement. And let's say that there's something going on, a reason why you can't pass that lawn care business or landscaping to your child. Maybe your child has allergy problems. Maybe your child, if you are around chemicals as a beautician or a barber, has eczema. Maybe your child just doesn't have the desire to do what you're doing. Through a home-based business, you can pass and will your residual income to your child, whether they want to do it or not. Once you've done the work through the home-based business model that I present to you and get you connected with, you can pass that on for the past work that you've done and the work that your team is doing without your child's direct involvement or wanting to do that type of business. But hiring your children out, if you have children, is the first step down this road. And if you have other small businesses and you're saying that you're overpaying in taxes, also Adding a home-based business to your business right now is the first step as well, because you get way more tax deductions than a small-based business would get. See, this is how most of Americans' paycheck, they have a paycheck, is divided or distributed business-wise. 40% of it goes to the IRS from the top. If you put "the" in front of the IRS, you see the word theirs. It's their money. Then they have 60 to 40% of the check left. Let's say 40%, because that's 80% to live off of. With inflation, with gas higher, listen, you're not getting a big enough pay raise to keep up how fast gas and grocery prices are increasing. Some people only get 25 cents, if that much, a year pay raise. So that only gives you 20% left to give to you. And most people don't have the 20% left, because all of their 60% after taxes come out of their paycheck and other expenses like vision insurance, dental insurance, health insurance, accidental insurance, cancer insurance. They got so many different insurances. Big businesses take so much money out your check that most people don't even have anything left. In fact, most people are living paycheck to Monday, meaning they get paid Friday or at the end of the month. They have to pay past due bills, and by Monday they're broke again. So big business. Also, by testing cash flow to 254-788-1144 or visiting the website Queen Cash Flow Moves, also help you get more investing power, more buying power by improving your credit. When you have bad credit, you have low buying power, or you have no investing income at all. And that leaves people in a situation where they are traumatized, or they are hoping, they praying, they using affirmations that's not in alignment to hope that a cryptocurrency or an investment that they can put in 2,000, and then in 3, 4, 5, or 6 years they get 2 million. They hoping for a get rich quick plan. There's nothing wrong with getting rich quick. I'd rather get rich quick than to get rich slow. Because most people, when they work a job for at least 40 years, right, they make $1 million. They get rich slow, but taxes takes most of that. And inflation, the cost of living, takes the other. So they never really get to maximize on that $1 million in their lifetime. They don't get to utilize money left over to travel the world. They don't get to utilize money left over to have more time with their friends or their family. They don't get to utilize money left over because they're living paycheck to paycheck or check to Monday to buy themselves sometimes, to do things that they want to enjoy with their life, to travel to the places in the world that they would like to see. And so I'd rather get rich fast than to get rich slow. To get rich fast, you need to save much as your money, get your money back on taxes. And yes, you need a money management plan. And then you need to maximize or multiply that money. Some people, you need to make more money. With the cost of living, simply earning $50,000, which most Americans do annually, and that's people before taxes. That's not after taxes. It's just not enough. So you need another income stream and another income source. And this is why once you share these credit repair services, these cash flow strategies with other people, you can position yourself to get residual income from strategizing your earned income. So not only can you get additional tax money back, which will equal out to bigger tax refunds, you can get residual income, meaning that you don't have to continues to put a whole lot of your time in for a little bit of money You don't have to just do labor income. You can do leverage income, which means you use the skills, the talents, and the gifts and the time of other people. And that will in turn pay you residually. You have to increase your income streams where you're not just always getting earned income money, that you do have passive and residual and portfolio income, and also royalty income if you're in the music or art world, where you're getting paid on your royalties, right? Where you're getting paid for work you did in the past, maybe if you're an actor. And if your air or your shows continue to air, you're still getting paid royalties over on that work. So we have to get a financial education. We have to understand financial literacy, like earned income, like residual income, passive income, like cash flow, assets, liability. We have to learn how to increase our buying power so we can increase our investing power. And that has to be through having and utilizing and leveraging not only people, but your credit. We have to learn not to just live off of labor income, but leverage income as well. That's from credit and people. See, J. Paul Getty said it this way. This is why 1111 is my number besides Deuteronomy 111. He said, I'd rather earn 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my own. See, 1% of 100 people's efforts, I'd rather do that. The first billionaire made this quote. It is my standard to live off of as well. Than 100% of me, I, solo efforts. We understand this when it comes to sports. Yes, you can be great. You can be LeBron James. But his greatness is amplified and his pay is reflected of how well he can work with and win championships with his teammates. The only sport that you can get paid good money, right, to perform individually is golf or tennis. But when it comes to money, and even they have a team, even Serena Williams have a team. She has a marketing team. She has business consultants. She has tax consultants. She have investment consultants. She has people that brand her image. Tiger Woods has a team, right? Attorneys, legal attorneys all around them. Image consultants. Negotiators with Nikes or their contracts. They have a team. So people, the concept of earning money on your own, that's slavery mindset. The concept of solo money, the concept of getting rich slow, that's a slavery type mindset. So you have to understand and equip yourself and put yourself around a millionaire's roundtable, around people that's making more money than you and that are where you want to go, and that's going to financially advise you from wherever level you are now in your life financially to the next level that's going to help you till you get to the ultimate and maximized level. I'm going to end with this. According to the IRS, you can look this up right on the IRS website, right? How soon will people see a difference in their paychecks as a result of the change to tax rate? See, changes were made in 2018 to the tax withholding table. Most people don't know this as well. They haven't revisited their W-4 since they got their jobs. And people that have not done this or gotten professional help, oftentimes they're overpaying the taxes out of their paycheck. So people, you have to get connected. You have to get that expert that you need, these tax consultants, right? This should not happen if you are watching this live stream, if you are subscribed to me on YouTube, because the extremely wealthy people have mastered these tax deductions. There's a lot of people that have tax professionals, but your tax professionals are unknowledgeable, which is why tax professionals never tell you about the tax deductions. They never tell you about your W-4, right? And because they don't know in the first place. See, it's a difference. There's a lot of people that can do tax preparation, but they cannot teach you tax education or even tax planning. I've had tax quote unquote experts that I've asked, can you help people correctly adjust their W-4 so that they're not overpaying and taxing out their paycheck? And they tell me, I don't know how to do that. All they do is take your W-2 and file your tax return, and they don't know how to advise you whether you overpay in taxes out of your paycheck or if you're an employee or not. So this is why I just want to do this live stream to educate you how to get tax-free money, how to invest hundreds so you can get back thousands, how to hire your children and even your elderly parents. And if you ever been in a home-based business with me and you canceled out, just know that those are tax returns because you've canceled being a business owner. You canceled your subscription. You canceled the monthly fee. So this is not like canceling a monthly fee with Netflix. The only thing, for example, if you cancel Netflix that you're going to miss out on is something that was taking your time away from focusing and educating yourself anyway. Some people spend too much time in tell lie vision. I call it the automated income reducer. Anyway, they watch too much television. They watch too many rich and wealthy people instead of taking time to learn how to become rich and wealthy themselves. So get a subscription, get services that's going to help you and keep the services active so you can benefit. See, a business owner that does not have the capital to remain in business is not a business owner anymore. So you can't sign up for a home-based business and stay active for 4 months and then cancel for the other 8 months of the year, but then you want the full year tax reductions or the benefits that could have been awarded to you or rewarded. No, it doesn't work that way. If you want the benefits, you have to have the active business. Other than that, you're not a home-based business owner or operator. Every business have income and expenses. It has operating income, right? But this is a low overhead cost of operation to get you a high return on your investment. Again, subscribe to the channel. You can send that text message, or if you go to the website, Queen Cashflow Moves, you can enter your name and your email address and your phone number to register. You'll get the free training on the 7 biggest mistakes people make causing them to lose their money. Once you're directed to that second page after you enter your name, phone, and email, then you will get additional videos and you can directly enroll without texting me or contacting me to get started. Once you enroll in the home-based business, then I will personally reach out to you, because then I will have received an email notification that you are now a home-based business owner, and I will provide you other instructions from there. So you can go to the website and get started and enroll today, or you can text Cashflow to 254-788-1144. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, hit that like button, and you are subscribed on YouTube. Queen out.